Some people call it anti-social media. When we are addicted to it, when we spend hours and hours every single day on TikTok, on Instagram, on other means, and we watch these clips and photos and pictures and comments, we start comparing ourselves to others. You cannot help it. You cannot say, I can follow many people, I can watch what they do, but I'm immune, I'm good, I'm protected. You cannot say this. You will be influenced. They are called influencers. They will influence you. And naturally, they're going to define the path for you. And today, your success depends on what? On how many likes you have, how many followers you have. If you have this much followers, you are successful. Do you know that today, in today's world, there are some people who are so good, so intelligent, so knowledgeable, so righteous, but nobody knows about them. Nobody knows about them. And there are so many people who are so bad, but they are popular because of social media. Because of social media. Not every person who's popular means necessarily he's good. No. And not every person who's not popular, nobody knows him, necessarily means he's bad. No. Social media creates an illusion. An illusion. And therefore, you're going to suffer. And God says in His book, in this book, one of the most important verses, this verse, which I'm going to recite soon, bless you, this verse, which is in Surah Taha, towards the end of Surah Taha, chapter 20. This verse provides you with a mental and psychological therapy and healing. It's about psychological therapy. It says, don't compare yourself to others. It's wrong. Each person has been created differently, with different potentials, with different energy, with different direction, with different capacity. People are not equal. So it's wrong. It's wrong to compare yourself to others. It's wrong. It's wrong to look at these pictures and say, wow, I did not reach that stage. I don't have that much followers, so nobody likes me. Why I'm a failure? Why I'm not successful? Why my friend, he has many, many millions of followers, and me, nobody knows me. I'm nobody. This is wrong, my friends. This is wrong. God says in this chapter 20, Surah Taha, وَلَا تَمُدَّنَّ عَيْنَيْكَ إِلَى مَا مَتَّعْنَا بِهِ أَزْوَاجًا مِّنْهُمْ زَهْرَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا لِنَفْتِنَهُمْ فِيهِ وَرِزْقُ رَبِّكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. What does that mean? Simply it means don't compare yourself to others. Don't even compare yourself to your siblings, to your cousins, to your family members, let alone strangers. Don't. وَلَا تَمُدَّنَّ عَيْنَيْكَ. Do not stretch your hand, your eyes. Do not stretch your eyes to others. Others, they look successful. They look. But inside they are not. You know how many people, they post pictures, they are sitting in a cafe, smiling. There's a, piece of cake, beautiful piece of cake, cup of coffee. They take these pictures, they smile, but inside they are not smiling. Believe me, it's fake. It's fake. Social media creates fake identity. Not real identity. Fake identity. It's commercial. Commercial. Have you seen commercials in America? Definitely you've seen. On television, everywhere. Do you see these billboards? Commercial billboards? All of them, men and women, even kids, little kids, are smiling, always smiling. There is no commercial with someone frowning. No, not a single one. These are fake. These are not true. Life is not always milk and honey. People are smiling. And even God does not want you. If someone crazy tells you you have to smile all the time, he's wrong. He's not smiling himself. Believe me, this is fake. We have to be realistic. This time, this life, we face all situations. Sometimes we frown. It's okay to frown when you dislike something. And sometimes we smile. When we like things, we smile. Sometimes we are silent. Sometimes we speak. Sometimes we are angry. Sometimes we are happy. This is life. This is life. So, social comparison is dangerous, my friends. Don't compare yourself to anyone. You may get inspiration. We have heroes, we have leaders, we have successful people among us. We draw inspirations and lessons from them. It's good. But don't compare yourself to your peers. Don't compare. Each and every person has his or her own circumstances. If someone went to medical school and you could not make it, doesn't mean you are a failure. And also does not mean he's a successful. Not every person goes to medical school or engineering school or law school or business school is successful. Success is not measured by only education. It's not measured by education. There are many people who have the highest degree of level of education, they are miserable. There are some people who don't have education. They've never been to a school. They are happy. I'm not saying don't go to school. No, you must go to school. If you can afford, go to school. But school, university is not the end. It's the means. The means, not the end. Not the end. In my opinion, the ultimate goal, whether you go to school or you don't go to school, whether you make money or you don't make money, whether you are the most popular or you are nobody, the end is to satisfy God. We are here on earth, on this planet Earth, on this piece of land, for a few days. The most beautiful saying of Imam Ali, alayhi salam, إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ عَدَدُ أَيَّامٍ. O man, you've been created of a number of days, not years, not decades, a number of days. عَدَدُ أَيَّامٍ. Today we see in many countries, people go home at night, they get bombed while they are in their bed. They are in their 20s, 30s, younger than that, older than that, children, women, men, in many countries. إنما أنت عدد أيام. We've been made of a number of days. Each day counts. Each one of these days is important. It could determine your life, your entire life. Your life could depend on few hours, not a few years, few hours, few days. So, رضا Allah, our priority in this life, in this lower life, in this small life, in this transient life, رضا Allah ta'ala. رضا Allah. Say, I'm doing my best. I don't compare myself to this or that. I'm working hard. I'm taking life serious. I'm running. I'm not lazy. And at the end, I leave it to God. I do my part and I leave the rest with God. I leave the rest with God. Whatever He wants me to do, I put my trust in Him, but I'm not lazy. There is a difference. I mentioned this last year in the camp. There is a difference between Tawakkul and tawakul, they sound exactly the same. Tawakkul, but the other one, the positive one is tawakkul, putting your trust in God. Tawakul means what? It's the negative one. What does it mean? Tawakkul. No, not distrust. Tawakkul, laziness. You're going to say, okay, I'm not going to do anything. God is going to take care of me from A to Z. Even if I don't go to school, I don't go to work, I don't leave my bed, I don't leave my home. Okay? God is going to take care of me. This is not right. This is not tawakkul. This is tawakul. You are telling God, listen, God, I'm not up to my responsibility. I can't do anything. You take care of me. No, this is not tawakkul. Tawakkul is when you tell him, yes, you assigned me a task, I'm going to live up to my responsibilities. Step up to my plate. Then the rest of it, I have no control over it. There are certain things we have control over them. There are certain things we don't have control over them. And this is the meaning, this is the essence of this philosophical creed that we believe in, we follow. This is the essence of what Imam al-Sadiq said. Imam Ja'far ibn Muhammad al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam says, لا جبر ولا تفويض وإنما أمر بين أمرين. You are neither being coerced by God to follow a path that you don't like, nor you have absolute freedom. It's something in the middle. Certain things, we have control over them. We must do them. Certain things, we don't have control over them. We don't. Can you give me an example of something that you have control over it? You can do it. You have control over it. Yes? What sort of decision? Give me an example. Go down to specific example. Huh? What you want to eat. Another example tonight. Was it your choice to come here or did God push you? Huh? To come here. Which one? You came here. You could have gone somewhere else. You could have gone to many places tonight. You chose to come here. You planned to come here. This is under your control. Okay? You have a choice. You have a choice to go to a good place or bad place. But give me an example of something we don't have control over it. Yes, Hamza.
My parents are.
This is in the past, but give me an example contemporary. This is, yes, in the past, I did not choose my parents. I did not choose my country of birth. I did not choose my race. I did not choose my color. I did not choose my size. I did not choose my many things. Even my school I went to, let's say, when you were up to the 12th grade. Did you choose your school? You didn't. People choose the university, the college, but not the school. The school, they are being driven by their parents. So give me an example, contemporary example, now. There are things you have no control over them. You wish you can do them this way, but sometimes you can't. Yes. And Muhammad, Mu'adhin, and change your mind immediately. Al-Rizq. Al-Rizq also, it's controversial. Some people say, yes, I can choose this business, this profession, this path, but sometimes I fail, sometimes I succeed. But it is also your decision. It's also your decision, not completely God's decision. It's also, you are part in it. Listen to this ayah. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. You choose this path, this business, to open this business. You may succeed, you may make a fortune, you may lose, go bankrupt. But also God has a say in that, in the rizq, yes. Yes. Zishan. Maut, death. Do we have control over it? Can any one of you today stand and tell me, Sayyid, I am going to live up to the age of 99 years old? Can you say that with full confidence? Even if you are the best surgeon in town, the best physician, the best nutrition, the best cyclist, eat healthy, your lifestyle is healthy, you are always smiling, always Netflixing, always vacationing. Can you guarantee that you live up to 99 years? Or 90 years? Or 80 years? Or 70 years? Or 60 years? God did not leave this decision for ourselves. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا Hamza? ماذا what? تَكْسِبُ غَدًا. We don't know whether we are going to live tomorrow or not. This is not up to us. So this is another example, my friends, of something you might not have full control over it. No, something related to us. We have to do it, not God. A time and day, God, God decides the rotation of the earth, not me. I cannot stop the earth and tell it, okay, I need this night to last for 50 hours. We have no control over that. But something that we do not have. We have some partial control, but not full control. Yes. No, I think you have control over that. If you really study hard, definitely, not only the eve of the finals, but 6 months before, definitely you're going to... when I was a kid, I knew whether I'm going to pass this year or fail. I knew. I don't need the teacher to tell me. I knew from my own conduct. So we have control over it. We need sisters. By the way, put it on hold. Brothers, don't raise your hand. Sisters, yes. Your thoughts? No, you have control over your thoughts. You have full control. You have full control. You can control your thoughts. As you can control your actions, you can control your thoughts too. Maybe sometimes when we get through moments of confusion, weakness, we cannot. But under normal circumstances, we can control our thoughts. We can remove some bad thoughts from our mind and replace them with good thoughts. We have control. What else? Yes, sister. Your health, you have some control over that. Definitely not full control, but some. Yes. What other things about you? Yeah, exactly. You cannot satisfy everyone. Yeah, what else? Marriage. Do we have full control over our happy marriages? Can you say, I know for sure, I'm marrying this person, I am going to be happy with him for the rest of my life. Happily ever after. Can you say this? Why?
People change.
Why you cannot say this? Yes.
Because life has unexpected challenges.
Exactly. We are on a roller coaster, this life, up and down, fluctuation. In the beginning of marriage, we vow to stay together, to build happy family, to be loyal to each other. You are my soulmate. Always we call each other soulmate. And we don't even understand the meaning of soulmate. But then after a few months, no, we cannot tolerate each other. Stay away from me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. I'm not your slave. I don't work for you, But of course, we have some control over that. We have some control. If we can control our emotions And if we can act logically, both of us, not just one partner, but both, and if we fear God and respect God, and we know that God is watching us and following us, and He sees everything we do, and we respect Him, and we don't want to hurt Him, we can enjoy our marriages. We can secure our marriages. We can go for a long time, many decades, committed to each other. That does not mean we don't go through sickness or loneliness or poverty or other misfortunes. No, there's no guarantee. But we can make it through them. Whenever there is a challenge, both of us, the husband and the wife, we can make it through this. When we stand with each other, when we support each other, when we do not neglect or abandon each other. So this is one element of the identity crisis is the social comparison. The second element is the pressure to conform. Some people, they have three personalities. One personality at home with their parents. The second one outside with their friends. The third one is when they come to the mosque. Three different personalities. And they don't know which personality is the true one. They really don't. Why this is happening? Because we want to conform. We want to join the group. We want to fit in. Because if I don't fit in, people are going to bully me. People are going to look bad at me. People are not going to respect me. They are not going to like me. Is this right? It's not right. It's going to create confusion. At the end of the day, you don't know who you are. You don't know whether the image at home is good or outside or in the mosque. You don't know. And you start always pretending you are not true. You are not true even with your own self, let alone others. You are not true. This is a form of minor hypocrisy. Minor hypocrisy. The hadith says, صَانِعْ وَجْهًا يَكْفِيكَ الْوُجُوهِ. Be good with one, he's going to take care of all. Who's that one? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be friend with God and don't worry about people. Whether they say he's with us, he's against us, he fits in, he doesn't fit in, he's alien or he's not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You have one relationship which is the most important. If you take care of that relationship, God is going to take care of your other relations with others. Take care of your relationship with God. All other relationships are going to be fixed. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. The good people are going to understand you and respect you and appreciate you. Try to please God. We cannot please people around us, no matter what we do. Even if you keep changing your manners, your akhlaq, your behavior, your look, your work, always there are some people who are not happy with you. They don't approve you. They disapprove you. They dislike you. They argue with you. But build a good relationship with God. من أصلح فيما بينه وبين الله أصلح الله فيما بينه وبين الناس. When you fix your relationship with God, God is going to fix your relationship with people. You don't worry about people. This is what we lack today. We're not fixing our relationship with God. We're not fixing that. Today I said in the Friday prayers, our Islam, and allow me to say this, is superficial, artificial. Artificial. How do we know it's artificial? Because when this Islam, this faith, clashes with dunya, with materialism, with personal interest, who does come first? Faith or personal interest? Huh? I'm asking you. Personal interest first, not faith. Faith comes last. Yes, we do pray, we fast, we go to the mosque, we recite the Quran, we go to Ashura and Ramadan and Ziyarah and Hajj and Umrah. But at the end of the day, my personal interests are more important than my faith. The simple meaning of taqwa, piety and righteousness is this, the following. Very simple. When there are two interests clashing with each other, God is telling you something and dunya is telling you something else. If you put God first, you have taqwa. If you put dunya first, you don't have taqwa. Even if you pray, even if you practice Islam, you don't have taqwa. Taqwa is always considering God first. He is my creator. I'm responsible before him, not before my parents or the government or even my boss. God is above all those. The other thing which creates identity crisis. Today, many Muslims, especially the young ones, oftentimes they are caught between their Islamic principles, Islamic values, Islamic teachings, and cultural expectations. There is a clash today between Islam and culture. I'll give you an example. Can you help me with some examples where Islam, true religion, clashes with our cultures, with our customs, with our tribal law, family law?
So, like, for example, when you're dealing with other people, some people backbite or lie or do unacceptable social behavior.
This is one example. Give me another real and big example. Yes. Weddings, exactly. Say salawat for this sister. So tell me, what about wedding? How do we see the clash very visible during weddings? Give me 2 or 3 examples of that. Yes. Number 1. Huh? Like what? Say that. Yes. The entertainment during wedding. We worship, we go to the mosque, we feel sad for Ahlul Bayt, Imam Hussein. Soon Muharram is going to arrive and we are dressed in black, mourning. But as soon as Muharram is over or Safar is over and there is a wedding, we are ready to go there. Loud music, loud, crazy music, bad music, provocative music, and mixed dancing. And we forget that we are Muslims. We forget what we did yesterday, what we are going to do tomorrow. We forget. We forget completely. People go crazy during weddings. They lose their identity. Believe me. They lose themselves. They lose their mind. Why? Because it's my daughter's wedding. Let's have fun. Fulan Marja says it's halal to have this music and this dancing. Halal is halal, okay. No, it's not halal. It's not halal. Music is terrible and bad, whether it is wedding or a funeral, or you are by yourself or with your friends or traveling or in town, or it's Muharram or it's non-Muharram, the day of Eid. Some types of music are corrupt. You're going to corrupt your soul. You cannot deny this. You cannot deny it. They corrupt. We have a church here, not too far from here, on Red Hill. I don't mention the name of the church. I saw the son of the pastor the other day, accidentally. He said, my dad is a pastor of this church. And then someone with me, who was with me, he said, Sayyid, do you know about this church? I said, no. He says, the biggest gathering of the youth in Orange County is in this church. I said, why? He said, because of the music, Sayyid. Rock music. The young ones, they go in their 20s, late 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, early 30s. They go there for dancing. And it's called a church. I said to this guy, I said, your father is the luckiest pastor, alhamdulillah. He's always enjoying dancing, he's provoking people to dance, What sort of church is this? Which reminds me of the dunya, which allows me to follow my whims and my desires, and does not mention Jesus, that does not mention God, the real God. What sort of religion is this? So, people forget about themselves. The Christians, rather than reforming their churches and making them a place of meditation and prayers and forgiveness, seeking forgiveness, and remembering God, they brought all the social ills and the social corruption outside, they brought it into church. Why? Because we need to attract the youth. No, I don't want this type of youth. A youth who wants to enjoy his time and drink and have fun and dance. I don't want him. I don't want this type of youth. Who said God is happy with those youth, Rather than we, the religious leaders, changing people, we allow people to change us. Rather than religion changes people, they allow people to change religion. Rather than this book, the Bible or the Torah, changing the people, people change the Bible. Do you see the corruption? So this is one aspect of the clash between Islamic principles and tradition. What is the second example? In wedding, also wedding. Let's do something else on wedding, which also a clash. Some people don't pay attention to that. Sisters. Let's begin with sisters. And if there are no volunteers, yes, sister. Spending excessive money on weddings, again. This is even if you are a multimillionaire. Because the money that you have in your pocket, in your bank account, does not belong to you. The money has been given to you by God, who is the Razzaq, the sustainer, to spend that money wisely. Not to be a spendthrift. Not to waste that money. If you have extra money, there are people who need that money. People who are hungry. People who have no shelter, no medicine, no food, no safe drinking water. Don't tell me this is my money. I'm free. I'm free to enjoy my money. No, you are not free. You are not free. God has given you this money as an amana, trust. He says, I can take it away from you any minute. I'm testing you. When I'm making you rich, it's an imtihan test. When I'm making you poor, it's imtihan. When we have money, it's a test. When we don't have money, it's a test. So don't waste that money. Another example is the dowry. Mahar. Mahar, which is called bridal wealth. The gift that the husband, the groom, provides to his wife as a gesture of respect. That I mean it when I say I'm asking for your hand, I'm giving you a gift. This gift, we have two extremes. Some people come to me here for wedding. No, I don't want any mahar. No, it's okay, free of charge. No, you have to have mahar. Don't be so beautiful, so generous, so forgiving, so kind. God is saying you have to have mahar. On the other hand, they ask for $2 million, and this is not a joke, believe me. Not a joke. And they embarrass me because I'm about to read the nikah, the khutbah, the sermon, and all of a sudden I look at the paper, $2 million. I remove my glasses, Well, what is that? Too late for me to change my mind, to walk away, believe me. Sometimes I'd love to walk away. And I know this is not true. He's trying to impress her family, Nobody is going to give mahar. Ask your parents tonight, when you go home, ask your mother, did you receive your mahar, your dowry from my dad 30, 40 years ago? She says, no. No. So don't be deceived, sisters. If he says $2 million or $1 million, he's not going to give you that money. Not going to give you. And the Prophet ﷺ says, the expensive mahar is a bad omen for women, for your marriage. It's a bad omen. Stay away from it. Be reasonable. Don't try to impress society, impress people to say, I'm rich and I'm going to give her this much gold. In some countries, they say 10 kilos, not 10 kilos. Weigh her, put her on a scale and see how many pounds she is. 195 pounds, and give her 195 pounds gold. 24 carats. Believe me, this is what they say. If you want to impress your wife and her family, impress them with your akhlaq, with your honesty, with your integrity. This is the best way of impressing people. Not with your money and gold and, these parties. I witnessed a wedding in this community that lasted for 7 nights. Every night it was in a different location, different hotel, different guests, different costume and dress and decoration and food and dinner and different. Every night was different. That marriage lasted for 1 year. 1 year. Try to please God. Try to make God happy with you. When you make God happy, people are going to be happy. People will respect you. So it's the clash between our Islamic values and our tradition. And many of the young generation are caught between these two. A young lady came to me the other day. She said, Sayyid, after a long contemplation, meditation, long thinking about hijab, eventually I was convinced that hijab is good for me. Good for my modesty, my dignity, my life, my soul, my journey. So the first day I started observing hijab, I went home to my parents expecting that they would be happy, They were angry at me. My mother said, I'm not going to open the door for you unless you remove your scarf. So this creates identity crisis. Am I really Muslim? If I'm a Muslim, my mother is telling me, no, this is tradition. The family tells her this is just tradition, And the non-Muslim people, her friends at school, they tell her this is oppression. So which one does she follow? Which one she believes? The first one or the both of them are wrong. Both of them are wrong. Try to please God. Try to follow what God says. Follow what God says. We have to be proud. Proud of our Islamic identity. Let me conclude. We have to rebuild our identity. And always remember, you have to know your core. What is my core? If I am about to put myself, describe myself and define myself in one single word, what it would be? What do you think? True one, not artificial. True description of myself. In one word, no more. Who are you? How do you describe yourself? In chapter 19, فأتت به قومها تحمله قالوا يا مريم لقد جئت شيئا فريا يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغية. When Maryam was judged by her own community, when she carried the baby back to her village, they said, wow, what's this? They started judging her, accusing her. So her son, her little baby, came into her aid, to risk her, to save his mother. What did he say? قال, yeah, Muhammad Muadhin. قال إني, not أنا, it doesn't have أنا. قال إني عبد الله. That's it. This is how you define yourself. You are Abdullah. We are Abdullah. We are the slaves of God. This is the best title for me. What do we say in our prayers regarding our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Wa ashhadu anna. What do we say? Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. First, abduhu. He's the slave of God. He's the slave of God. Do you remember that lady who came to him? She said to him, Ya Muhammad, you are sitting on the floor, eating like a slave. أراك تجلس جلسة العبد. Why you are not sitting on a couch? You are a prophet. Relax on a couch. Recline on a couch. The Prophet smiled. He said, yes, you are true. وَمَنْ أَعْبَدُ مِنِّي. Who is more slave to his Lord than me? I'm proud of being my Lord's slave. Because if you are not the slave of God, you become the slave of dunya. Nothing in the middle. Either you are the slave of God or the slave of this dunya. So remember, this is how you rebuild your identity. Tell yourself every single morning, I belong to God. He's my master. Nothing is above him. I'm not going to risk my relationship with God because someone is not pleased with me, or someone is intimidating me, or someone is pressuring me to be this and that. I'm not. It breaks my heart sometimes when a young couple come here to the mosque and I ask the bride, who is not a Muslim, to accept Islam. The husband, who is a Muslim, he tells me, no, Sayyid, don't tell her, leave her, she's okay. Tell him, this is none of your business. I'm talking to her. This is my job. Allow me at least to talk to her, to tell her. And many of them, they say, yes, we accept. But the husband is, more Catholic than the Pope. No, please, don't. I mean, this is sensitive. We talked about this. We talked about this. We talked about This is what I say. He has no dignity. And of course, I don't blame him. He doesn't believe in his faith. Muslim by name, not Muslim by identity, not Muslim by practice. Be proud of being the slave of God. Is the best title, the best title. I wish one day God accept me as his slave, nothing but his slave, Abdullah. Imam Ali, when he used to introduce himself, and he was the Amir al-Mu'mineen, but he does not use this title for himself. He says, Ana Abdullah wa akhu Rasulih. My title, I am the slave of God and the brother of his apostle, wa akhu Rasulih, meaning the brother of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is why I named my book, which came out recently, and none of you is reading this book. unfortunately. The brother of the Prophet, Imam Ali, the title of the book, order it from Amazon tonight before you go to bed. The brother of the Prophet. Read this book, really, really, honestly. It's not, it's not a commercial ad here. If you want to know about Imam Ali, know it from me. I spent time researching about his life. Read and see how he became the brother of the Prophet. He is the only brother of the Prophet. And this title has been given to him by the Prophet himself. أنت أخي في الدنيا والآخرة. Our brotherhood does not last until the Akhirah. Even in Akhirah you are my brother. Before I conclude, my brothers and sisters, I have a question that came up before the session. Let me address this question. And if you have any other brief and small questions, you can send them, you can give them to Brother Fahad, Brother Muhsin, and other sisters here. You can write them and give it to them. Someone asked me, why Islam does not condone dating between men and women. What's the problem with dating a lady, spending time with her 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, We are friends, dating. What's wrong with your religion that does not accept dating? Dating is natural. It's good. So why Islam does not condone dating? Why Islam does not condone, boyfriend and girlfriend? What's wrong with that? Let's have boyfriend and girlfriend. Even in some Muslim countries today, they are proud. Dus besar, dus dochtar, they are proud. You answered a lot today. Save your energy for the camp. Yeah. So why? What's wrong with that? Can someone give me short and sweet? Remember, a sweet answer. If it is not sweet, I would not swallow it. Yes, Muhammad Mu'adhin. Because there is shaitan. Shaitan is in the marriage too. You don't think shaitan goes into a marriage to corrupt a marriage? Shaitan goes into any relationship between a father and his son, between two friends, between a husband and wife, shaitan is everywhere. Short and sweet. Naam. Yes. No, you. It's sacred, so you don't want to taint it. Sacred, you mean the relationship is sacred? Marriage is sacred. Okay. But if you want to marry someone, you need to get to know her. You cannot marry blindly. And that is another question. I'm not going to answer this one. I'm not going to answer how we're going to get married. No, I am answering this question. Why serious and intimate relationship between a boy and girl is prohibited in Islam without marriage. Without marriage. No boyfriend, no girlfriend. Yes, sisters. Yes, sister. Go ahead. Yes, you. Because the Quran says it's harmful against your soul. Can you explain to me how it's harmful? What does it do? It barely leads to something good. This is what you said. I agree with you. What else? Yes, sister. Yeah. Sorry? Betraying God? Okay. You were saying something? Exactly. Say salawat for this lady. All what you said earlier is right. Is correct. But this one is the most accurate. When you have an emotional relationship with a human being, with your the opposite sex, and you are living as boyfriend and girlfriend, are you intending to get married in the future? Huh? It depends. But most likely, is it going to end up, especially when you are young, in your 20s, early 20s, she's in her early 20s, both of you at school, not planning to get married. Do you think it's going to end up in marriage? How often these boyfriends and girlfriends end up in marriage? What's the percentage of them? Huh? 6%? You just Googled it? 6 or 20, which one? Anyway. Very few of them, very few. Exception, very few. Most of them, they last 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, maybe 2 years, and then they break up. Why? Why they break up? Because it's not a serious relationship. It's not a serious commitment. They are just boyfriends and girlfriends. It's not marriage. They don't have strong bond. They don't have children. Okay? They don't live in the same house sometimes. They live apart. So it's for having fun. Mostly for having fun. It's not a serious relationship. And when they quarrel with each other, they dump each other. They don't wait. They don't stay. She leaves him or he leaves her. And when they leave each other, is it going to leave a scar in the heart or not? Or you are okay, you wake up in the morning, having a cup of coffee, enjoying your time as if nothing happened. Which one? The first one. You get hurt. And who gets hurt? Who gets hurt deeply more than the other? The male or the female? Maybe everybody is different, but in my opinion, females. Because they get attached. Because the main difference between male and female when it comes to a relationship, males usually, with some few exceptions, they put sex before love. Females, they put love before sex. With some exceptions, of course. Few exceptions. This is why females, they get hurt more than the boys. Boys, they walk away as if nothing happened. But they're going to suffer. And when they're going to suffer, their immune system, not the physical, the moral, the spiritual, is going to be weakened. And the more relationship she has with different men, different boys, the more suffering she's going to develop. This moral immune system is going to be weakened and weakened and weakened, and she starts having anxiety, confusion, fear, loneliness, weakness, and it's visible on their behavior, very visible. And some of them, they reach a point where they have no more trust in men. No more trust. I don't trust men anymore. This is what she says. And some of them are not going to get married in the future. Permanent marriage, I mean. And even if they get permanent marriage, would that marriage last for a long time? Allahu A'lam. Is she going to be a strong wife, strong mother? No. Because of her past. Because of her exposure to this danger, to this misery. This is why Islam says, Save yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself until you reach a time where you are ready to establish a family. Sex is sacred. Is sacred. Islam says, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ إِلَّا عَلَى أَزْوَاجِهِمْ. Sex has to be performed within the institution of family, period. Not outside the boundaries of family. When you practice it outside the boundaries of family, what will happen? Do you read the rest of the verse? Surah Al-Mu'minun, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ إِلَّا عَلَى أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ فَمَنِ ابْتَغَى وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ. Those who seek pleasure, sexual pleasure outside marriage, فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْعَادُونَ. Transgressors against themselves and against the society. Transgressors. There is a transgressor that he uses bombs to kill people, bullets to kill people. And another type is this type. The one who attacks the society to satisfy his own sexual desire. This is why my advice to you, stay away from that. Because you weaken your own system, moral system. At some point, you're going to reach a point that you have no self-respect. No self-respect. You don't respect your own self. And 99.9% of these relationships, they end up in misery and regret. And regret. And after 30 years, 40 years, when you look back, you would say, I wish when I was in my 20s, when I was at college, I didn't do what I did. I wish someone was there to tell me, to hold me back, to advise me, to encourage me not to do. I wish. But it's too late. This is why Allah opened the halal way for us. Many of you are ready for marriage, but you don't have self-confidence because you think that marriage is based on only money, only job. If I don't have a job, I don't have money, I cannot be a good husband. This is not true. Money is important. Definitely you need money, but God is going to send you the money. إِنْ يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاء يُغْنِهِمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Some people say, I'm a student, I'm studying, it's going to disturb my school, I have to focus on my finals, on my school, on my career, I have to build myself. And they reach the age of 25, 28, 29, 30, 35. And meanwhile, they do all sorts of miserable things, relationships in their life. I'm not an advocate of, early marriage. I'm not saying get married at the age of 17 and 18 and 19 and 20. No. I want you to appreciate and to fully understand the meaning of marriage and family. But at the same time, I don't want you to get involved in relationships that is going to affect your life, that is going to create anxiety and depression for you. Lasting depression. So I'm answering this question. And I have to say one thing to those who cannot control their urge. Some people who exploit females, always remember what Imam Ali says. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, مَا زَنَا غَيُورٌ قَطْ. A person who has ghira, meaning protection, moral protection for his family, for his daughter, for his sister, for his, mother, he would not commit fornication. He would not exploit people's daughters. He would not do that because he knows tomorrow he's going to be a father, he's going to have daughters, and he don't want anyone to abuse his daughters. So he stays away. He stays away. And don't tell me, Sayyid, this is impossible. I know many people. They are still young, in their 20s, and they have self-control. They have self-control. They have self-control until a time where they say, I am now ready, psychologically, mentally, socially, religiously, I am ready to take care of another human being, to make him, to make her my partner, to make her my lifetime partner and a friend. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Any other questions before we conclude? Yes, Hamza.
So, the first part of your discussion, you were talking about how you shouldn't really compare yourself to other people, and this comparison game makes you feel insecure, makes you feel upset. So then, what about when we follow, like, Rasulullah and the Imams of Ahlul Bayt? If I'm trying to follow their sunnah and follow their example, isn't that...
You skipped that part. You did not pay attention. Did he pay full attention to what I said? Did he?
Don't throw me under the bus.
No. I said sometimes we draw inspirations from our Imams. I'm saying do not compare yourself to your peers. I'm not saying don't look up to the Prophet, to the Imam, to our leaders. They are a source of inspiration for us. We learn from them. I mentioned this. Yeah. We learn from the Sunnah. The Prophet is an example. وَلَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. He's an example for you. Imam Ali is an example. The awliya also. I'm talking about social media and when we compare ourselves to our peers and we see what they do, what they achieve, what they post, and we aspire to be like them. This is what I meant. Yes. Naam. Yes.
You have like kids and you put them in a certain environment, but they still end up being, one way versus the other, and vice versa. Because some people, for example, come from a ruling family, and they'll be completely left, and then vice versa.
Your friends, you can choose your friends. You can choose your friends. Definitely. I am not saying all your friends are going to be perfect. But at the end of the day, you have a choice to go with good company or bad company. Your kids, also you have control over them. You have control over them. Now, sometimes God says, يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. Nuh did not have control over his son. Doesn't mean the father was a failure. He did his best. But the influence of the mother was stronger. The mother was bad. So it was stronger on the baby, on the son, than the father. It happens. But most likely, when you are a responsible father, your kids are going to follow your example, not your speech, not what they hear, but what they see. What they see. Friends, how many of you have not registered for the camp yet? You haven't? So all of you have not. Let me say something, one word about this camp, the summer camp. It's about connection, and you need this connection. Today, we are talking more with people on social media, but we are connecting less, and that would contribute into our loneliness. Sometimes you feel lonely. Why you feel lonely? You spend 10 hours a day, an average of 10 hours a day on social media. But still you are disconnected. Because this type of socialization that you do is fake. It's fake, it's not genuine. So go to the camp for networking, for connection, to build brotherhood and sisterhood. You need to get away from your life, from your school, your family, your business, your other things. Go to the mountain with people who are your age, your thinking, your faith, your background, and enjoy this interaction. And this year, alhamdulillah, we have the best speakers. All of them are good. All of them are superb. Excellent speakers. We have 5 or 6 or 7 of them coming to the camp. So don't lose this opportunity. You are paying $220, which is nothing, on something to build yourself, to build your character. To build your character. So try to make it, inshallah. Try to register tonight, because before the prices goes up. What is the deadline, Fahad Al-Khatib? Sunday at midnight, which is only 2 days left. So register tonight, register for the camp, and I promise you, you will enjoy it. If you did not enjoy, come to me and get the refund. We will refund you your money. Tell me, Sayyid, I did not enjoy the camp. So go and try to be there the full 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 13th through June 15th, inshallah. And you are not going to regret. You are not going to regret. You will enjoy. This camp will change you, will empower you, inspire you, especially the speeches that we have, the presentations. Believe me, those people who speak there, they're going to change your life, inshallah. Any other question before I leave the podium? No question? Food is ready? Pizza now? Okay. Yalla. Are you ready for the dua? Please raise your hand. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك غافر الخطيئات إنك ماحي السيئات وجاعلها حسنات. اللهم أدخل على أهل القبور السرور. اللهم أغني كل فقير. اللهم أشبع كل جائع. اللهم اكس كل عريان. اللهم اقض دين كل مدين. اللهم فرج عن كل مكروب. اللهم رد كل غريب. اللهم فك كل أسير. اللهم أصلح كل فاسد من أمور المسلمين. اللهم اشف كل مريض. اللهم سد فقرنا بغناك. اللهم غير سوء حالنا بحسن حالك. اللهم اقض عنا الدين وأغننا من الفقر إنك على كل شيء قدير. وعجل اللهم في فرج سيدنا ومولانا صاحب العصر والزمان، وإلى أرواح الشهداء، شهداء لبنان وفلسطين وشهداء المسلمين، ثواب الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.